Thank you. Now's the tricky part. Let me see. May-Britt, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Are we ready to start your presentation?
Sure. There's a screen sharing, so I can't share.
Now maybe?
Yes, and can you show me can you see the whole?
No, I think you have to do it again.
You can see it?
No.
Okay. Can you show me what you see? Like, or you can turn the camera?
I see your video. I don't see what you're sharing.
I
think that you have.
It's typical. It would work just.
It says
Now
that
then?
sharing, but it's nothing that you.
And now?
Okay, so it's on the laptop. Yeah. Then it's working. Yeah.
It's working? And
We
do you
can
see
it? Yeah.
Okay.
That's,
and do you see which screen do you see? Do you see the full screen or? If you turn the camera, I can see what you see. So someone shows me.
I don't have any camera to turn, so it's.
Okay. But I just want to know if you see the whole, like the presentation, or you see the coming screen as well.
The thing is that we don't see. Let me see. Wow. Now I understood the problem. Yeah. Now we can see it. Yeah.
Okay. Good. So do you see the full presentation?
Yeah.
Or do you see the next coming up?
We see the full presentation.
Yeah. And now you see it's changing.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so I can start. Thank you. Right. So I'm May-Britt Öhman. I'm associate professor of environmental history and forest and Luleå Sámi. I'm at Luleå University of Technology, history, and also researcher at Uppsala University, the Center for Multidisciplinary Studies on Races, CEMFOR. But this project I'm talking on is based at Luleå University of Technology. So I show you a map over Norrbotten County, which is the area is 1/4 of the area of Sweden, with borders to Finnmark, northern Norway and Finland. And so this project is a project that we applied for 2 years ago, pandemic in the sub-Arctic North, a cross-disciplinary data collection of experiences, resilience, and social mobilization during the COVID-19 pandemic, focusing on Norrbotten County. And it's a Formas emergency project that we can apply for and get funded to do like urgent data collections. So I will present, we just finalized this project, so I will speak a bit on what it was like, and you will hear more at 1 o'clock or so from Liz-Marie Nielsen. So in this area, we have the municipalities are several, they're very big, there are long distances, and about 250,000 inhabitants in the whole of this area, whereas the whole of Sweden is 10 million. But this area, which is a quarter of Sweden, it's about 250,000. And it's also the most reindeer. The majority of the reindeer in Sweden are here. A lot of Sámi, many Sámi reindeer herding villages, as you can see, Sámi associations. And we also have the Tornio Valley or Tornio-Laakso area, the Meänkieli speaking area, which you can see on the picture here with the pink and less pink area. Here is a better image of the Sámi reindeer herding villages on the Swedish side of Sápmi, from the Sámi Parliament website. And again with the municipalities in this area. Putting the Tornio Valley over this to see. So we have a lot of natural resource exploitations, mining, forestry, steel industry, hydropower, and again, the two international borders. And in this project, we have, starting from Uppsala University of Technology, we collaborate with health sciences and nursing at the LTU as well, and Marie Cederschiöld College, Uppsala University, and the Center for Multidisciplinary Studies on Races, SEMFO at Uppsala University, with the Institute for Housing and Urban Research. And also the museums, Norrbotten Museum, Piteå Museum, and Lapona Chuturus, working together, and also the National Association Sámi Etnam and individual reindeer herders. And the overall aim of this project was to gather experience and identify social mobilization, and especially study experiences from Sámi population and reindeer herding, along with the care homes for elderly with dementia, were two specific focus in this. This was, we were collecting data during an ongoing situation to have this for historical comparisons, future planning, and also development of human security, crisis management, and resilience, and to form, also start planning for a larger research project on this. So what we've done is going through material from social media, doing web inquiries, autoethnography, and interviews. And we had five parallel work packages, which were revolving around the key concepts of anxiety, vulnerability, resilience, scientific uncertainty, human security, risk, security, health, well-being, and then again, always starting in the conditions and the particular parts of Norrbotten County, which is like, well, it's sub and Arctic climate and long distances, and not so many inhabitants, but all the specific particularities of this area. And we built on several different earlier projects then. I'm just showing all the disciplines that were involved here. I won't read through them. Oops. And also along with feminist tech and science, gender studies, indigenous methodology, and races research. So we have the names of the participants. I will not read them all out, but this has been a big project with many participants. I won't go through it all here. Let me see. We also have international research expertise that were involved, like giving lectures and having discussions along the project. The social media analysis. Most of us know that social medias are really the go-to nodes for organizing and mobilizing around specific issues. They have become really crucial for both information dissemination and I'm sorry, this is actually I made the application in Swedish, and then it was translated into English by from the funder. So I just realized that I don't know what reputation dissemination is like. Anyways, it's well, we can also see that the social media mobilization has pushed issues onto local and national political agenda, and also cross-border debates on the situation in where various Nordic countries are being discussed here. As you know, there were the borders shut down at different parts and just opening up again, and there have been discussions social media on this. And we can see that there were testimonies being given in close groups and by individuals about the effects and consequences of the pandemic, and also of the agency of individuals for their own and others' health and safety. And so what we're doing in this is to document all this, a lot of this, debates and testimonies, comments, fields, and blogs. To follow up, then of course we haven't been able to start analyzing yet, but during the collection, of course there's certain things that we've been able to follow. In the work package on elderly care, dementia care, there were qualitative interviews conducted with relatives of people with dementia living in care homes, with a narrative approach aimed at targeting the relatives' experiences of how COVID-19 affected their everyday lives. And it was focusing on relationships and interactions with the people living with dementia and the care staff. This was performed mainly by it was Malin Olsson, Department of Healthcare Sciences at Marie Cederschiöld University, and Katarina Melander, Department of Health, Education and Technologies, that took care of this work package. And they interviewed 13 persons, close ones, loved ones, and working on an article on this. And in the project, we have been working with how to bring in Sámi and minority perspectives on this. And one experience is that we could see that health sciences is mainly Swedish and white. So we had a lot of discussions how to bring in other perspectives, how to actually do interviews with people who are not of Swedish and white, and how to access such information that is rather sensitive. So that was a very interesting and important part of this. Then a wide or broad collection of experiences was organized by Norrbotten Museum together with Piteå Museum and Laponia Culturis. Laponia Culturis was part until May 2021, I would say. So from June, it was only June 2021 until when we ended now at Norrbotten Museum and Piteå Museum. And they have been doing a digital survey at Norrbotten Museum. Paulina Öqvist Haugen was in charge of this part, and this survey was translated into several languages that are present in Norrbotten County. So the information was translated on the website to Arabic in English, and then a poster was made with several languages all about the pandemic. In Arabic, Dari, English, French, Persian, Swedish, Somali, Tigrinya, Thai, Russian, Finnish, Lule Sami, North Sami, Meänkieli, Romani, Shib, Arti, Kale, and Yiddish. And we had 34 responses from this survey, and this data is stored at Norrbotten Museum. There's also pictures that was sent in. And then we had Sophie Nyblom, who made interviews. 15 individuals interviewed from May to October 2021 with the themes of countryside, borders, marginalization in Arjeplog, Bodø, Haparanda, Kemi, Piteå, Torne, and Älvsbyn. And 12 women and 3 men, and the youngest born in 1981 and oldest in 1944. And then the Sámi experiences an agency and collaboration with national organization Sámi Etna. So this is the text that is saying what we were planning to do. What we actually did mainly was to do a survey of interviews with Sámi craftsmen, artists, and designers, Doja, that Liz-Marie will speak about at 1 o'clock today. And then Henrik Andersson, who's a reindeer herder in Gällivare Forest Sámi village, made a diary. So that is will also be published partly from this time. And also, of course, collaboration, like all the participants were present in different meetings and discussions. So we always had input from all the participants in other parts of the study. Okay, I won't do much of this because you will see Liz-Marie will speak later. So the questionnaire was published on the LTU website. Here's from Henrik Andersson's documentation of his days during the COVID-19 pandemic. You can actually follow him himself. He has an open Facebook account where he publishes. You can see also the area is Gällivare Forest Sámi village is within the yellow oval here, stretching over Luleå municipality area. And actually, Luleå University of Technology, Luleå campus is located on Gällivare Forest Sámi village territory. And there's a picture from earlier when he is moving reindeer close to Luleå University of Technology on a lake just by the university. This is a photo from Henrik's first presentation of the diary when he presented in December 2021, and he is showing how he participated in November rebellion in 2020, protesting at the Swedish state-owned forest company Sveaskog in Stockholm. So you can really see that this is a pandemic photo and a protest in Stockholm. And then we have the work package on autoethnographic notes, where each participant would take own notes, recording their own life experiences. Yeah. And so we have had several seminars. I can just show them. So we have had 5 two-day seminars, mainly online, and the last one was hybrid. So these were seminars where we could discuss inputs and our own experiences. And we have had digital meetings every Friday morning at 8 since May 2021 for like about a year, which was very important, as we would have it, call it like fika meetings. It was once per month we would have an actual job meeting, but the other 3 meetings during the month would be like just checking in, having coffee together. Now, of course, we would often talk about what the work we're doing and experiences. And I can say there was really, as a project, I would say this, my experience having this with the online possibility that I haven't had in projects before is that actually was really great to have this. I felt that I have had more contact during this project than I had in many others such projects, as we were meeting every week online. So that was an interesting experience, and also a way for me, at least, to deal with to cope with the situation during the pandemic. Yeah, here. Yeah, of course, I'm going to change between the researchers in the project in email and talk long. So right now the project has ended. We have reported it to Formas on analyzing and reporting. Liz-Marie will talk today at 1 o'clock on the summer results for the study in collaboration with Sámi and Doja. During the pandemic, Henrik Andersson will participate and talk on other projects we have together. And we're planning for a seminar to present results and reflections. Yeah. And working on articles. Research application have been submitted, planning for further applications to continue this work. I think it's really important to follow up on this, what happened, and see what can be made better in future crisis. But we, as you know, we all now just enter into another crisis with the war in Ukraine and other security issues coming up. So yeah, I'll stop there and answer to any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, May-Britt. Any questions or comments to May-Britt? Yeah, I think just
So can you hear me, May-Britt?
Yes.
So my question is, I know you're having your findings and your, as an upcoming session, but so preliminarily, what can you tell us?
Oh dear.
Put you
Oh
on the
gosh.
spot.
Sorry.
Put you on the spot.
Well, I mean, it's so many different things. I mean, from the different work packages, the experiences, and I really need to do this. Like, we haven't done this final, like, I think when setting up a final seminar, we actually had planned to do it this month, but it's been too much. So I'm hoping to do it this fall. But I mean, I can see from my own personal, like, I was the one initiating this project, and it was we submitted the application like early July 2020, and by that time I thought it would be over by when we got the response on the funding or not, but obviously it continued for a long time longer. I would say, if I can speak, well, I would speak on the autoethnographic notes. For me, it's been really, I've been living closely with the pandemic and the how to say, the healthcare crisis, as I have a close one who is in dementia care, and having the collaboration with people, Malin and Katarina, doing interviews and sort of validating what I'm saying, and also being able to have a forum where I can speak about my experiences in during the pandemic has been like so helpful. So for me, this project has been really helpful to understand what's going on and like deal with it, all the impacts and all the consequences. And I'm just thinking that, like, if this was so hard for me, like who is Swedish speaking, who looks Swedish and all, then how was it for others who are not like as vocal, verbal, like able to speak for them, stand up for themselves and for their loved ones. And I'm just thinking that really needs to be looked into more, because it's been a terrible time here. I mean, from the outside, I know that people think that Sweden has been very open and all, and I can just imagine what it's been elsewhere if it's been more lockdowns and all. Well, and also regarding the Sámi reindeer herding experiences, I would like to do more on that, because what I can see are really large, major negative impacts that have not been taken care of from the Swedish state. So it's been putting more pressure on people than, like, it's normally really hard for Sámi reindeer herding, with the border closures and loss of income and all. It's been even harder. And I think there's a lack of following up on that and providing support for people within Sámi herding and the other areas, as Liz Marie will speak about. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll stop there. There's so many different interests. If you have a specific question you want to ask me, honestly, Sir.
We have another question here.
Yeah, very short. Hey, May-Britt.
I
Thank-
I don't see any faces. I only see
Oh,
like the
all
flag.
right, okay. Anyway, thank you for an interesting presentation. Well, what you mentioned just lastly here about this lockdown, as a Swede living in Norway, I can tell you everything about lockdown. But I just noticed that during the pandemic, we had a prime minister in Norway, Anna Solberg that was quite specific, saying that this restrictions was not for the Sámi, the cross-border reindeer herding. So she was very specific on that point. That was kind of nice to hear, though. But what I would like to ask was if you, and you probably mentioned that, I was a bit ignorant, sorry for that, but did you have any publications where we can read all these things that you made in your interesting project?
So we just finalized this, and we're working on different articles and also application to follow up, because now we don't have any more funding to finalize. This is a data sorry, this is a data collection project. So the primary objective was to collect data to be able to go on and analyze and see. So we have plenty of data, and so the idea is to do more on it. We'll see what we if we're successful in getting funding, but it certainly does. But we have publications like ongoing. I'm publishing with Henrik Andersson. His diary will be partly published. I just have to do this work to get it done. And Malin and Katarina are publishing on their work. And there is also from Norrbotten Museum and Peter Museum doing an article in Swedish on their experiences. We'll see if they will have a possibility to work more, because there's so much interesting data collected that we really should be able to work more on. So I hope we'll get the time, but that's the problem with project funding. You get for a certain amount of time and then it's over, and then yeah. So my fingers crossed that we'll get more funding so we can continue. Thank you.
Thank you, May-Britt. I think we'll have a 10-minute break now. Is that okay? And then we'll start up at, then we're at our original time, 10:30. So yeah.